Welcome everyone, KD here, and the PlayStation censorship policies reached a new low today, or yesterday, depending when this video is uploaded. Devil May Cry 5, a game that is rated M for mature, so shouldn't be sold to underage kids, is censoring the butt cheeks of a mature woman. It's kinda unbelievable, but true. In 2019 something like this seems to be inappropriate. It's like human evolution went backwards for 30 or 40 years. This is not the first time something like this happened. Senran Kagura Burst RE Neural was so heavily censored on PlayStation 4 that even the family-friendly Nintendo version was more mature. However, with the petty little censorship of Devil May Cry 5, some new interesting stuff is coming up. I think it is worth talking about. On Twitter I found a post replying to that Metro Exodus didn't censor any of its nudity or anything like that, not even on the PS4. What is extremely interesting, the poster of the tweet implied that only Japanese games get censored. I don't believe that is actually true. Another tweet was very interesting to me, saying that Capcom USA was also to blame for the censorship. And I mean that the game isn't censored in Japan is some evidence for this claim. I believe that Sony's censorship only works if the developers bow their heads to the terms. Capcom USA was pretty happy to apply to the demands, and the developers of Senran Kagura Burst are too small to fight back against Sony. Well, on the other hand, Metro Exodus is a top-tier game. It's possibly that the developers didn't agree to Sony's terms of censorship, and it would have been way too damaging for PlayStation not to bring out the game. I think this is important to know, that the censorship on a platform is also choice of the developers or probably the publisher of a game, and not only the decision of the platform. If you have a powerful IP, it's still possible to fight back against Sony's policy. At least it seems that way. So everyone involved in the most ridiculous war of human history, the console war, and also PC master race morons, this is why your stupid fanboy war and your arguments which platform is the best is just self-destructive. If you are a gamer and you love games, you do want that all platforms do well. Because concurrence is healthy for every industry and benefits the consumer the most. Don't believe me? Then just look at exactly this example. You are absolutely against censorship. Well, now you have a choice to change the platform you play your games. Just imagine there was only PS4. You don't have the choice anymore, and the censorship will be enforced upon you. And of course, it's easy to laugh if you are already playing on Xbox or PC. But you know, maybe something like this will happen to your platform in the future. Will it change PlayStation policy if people jumping off board and swim to another ship? I personally don't think so. The problem is, for over 10 years now, the gaming hobby is not a niche anymore, but went completely mainstream. And normies, they don't care about controversies like that. They probably don't even play the games we are talking about right now. It's sad but true that games are not made anymore for gamers, but for normies, and it shows in so many places. And this is something that not only plagues the gaming industry, but also other entertainment medias. Don't believe me? Well, then maybe ask some metal bands from the 80s why they have disco tracks on their early albums and power ballads on every one of them. The answer is probably not because they like disco so much, but more because there was this very dark time in human history. Today no one wants to talk about this anymore, but in these dark ages, disco was actually more popular than metal. Look at the movie industry. Tell me one successful movie IP from the last 5 years. Probably not many will come up, because it's a lot more risk-free to rehash old IPs or take already successful IPs from other medias like comics or games. There is a reason why we don't see many terrible movie adaptations in games anymore, while we see terrible movies about successful games. I believe games are art. Let me change this sentence a little bit. I believe, except the garbage that EA, Ubisoft and Activision publishes, games are art. Art is a form of expression. Expressions shouldn't be censored in any way, and you know what? Nudity is part of art as far as we can look back. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it needs some extreme tense human beings to even think about censorship absolutely in fucking 2019. Come on, we should be over this bullshit. So what can we do as consumers? I've seen a petition against Sony's policy going around. I mean, you can do that. I personally don't think this is the right way to force a company to change their ways with a petition like this. I'm for free choice, and as much as we have the free choice between different gaming platforms, companies can have the choice between censorship and no censorship. Doesn't mean I have to like the choices they make, but I don't think I have the right to force them not to do stupid decisions. What else can we do? Well, we can of course choose where we want to spend our money. Do I think something changes if you stop paying money for Sony or AAA games? And no, it absolutely won't change anything. Even if you get the gamers together and all of them decide to not spend money there anymore, they will still make a lot of money to normies who just don't care. Not enough money because it's never enough, but a lot. However, just maybe think about spending the money you would have used for a AAA PlayStation 4 title into some indie games. Or not only indie games, but also other indie media. While you won't change anything in the game industry because your $60 don't matter for them, and they will keep going to insult you and pretend you are just children that need their censorship. For the indie devs, $1 matters, and they are very thankful for that. It's the indie market where expression is still completely free to the creator. And if you are against censorship, maybe think about supporting some indie games you like. With this message, I will end this video. Thank you for listening, and I would love to hear your opinion about this topic in the comment section.